It is a world of darkness. The sin of Cain has spawned the cursed horror that stalks the night in search of living blood. The kindred have long been a secret influence through all ages of human history, plotting against each other in a never-ending jihad. Their immortal progeny are among us to this day, hidden from the eyes of humanity by an elaborate masquerade.
health company that were
And
We
Autumn
were-
Health Systems.
Yeah, they gave us an ultimatum about working with them against somebody. I can't remember, the wolves, I guess.
Yeah, the wolves in the web.
And then we just ghosted them. So
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, we don't need them anymore.
All
Yeah,
right,
we're
and we are
gonna-
killing the killing
The music.
the music. Thank you. And I made sure to bring up my microphone. So
Yay.
Right, yeah.
Woo.
We're in a great start.
exactly, we're
Yeah.
cooking with fire tonight.
Look with gas.
Please no.
Let's not. We're vampires.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Davey.
Say no
So
to fire.
yeah, there are some Street Fighter videos up on our YouTube page from the old game about about 4 years ago at this point, a little bit more, I think. Might be something to get into later on. However, the next game we have coming up, which is coming up this coming Wednesday, is Cyberpunk: A Better Tomorrow. So if you're into that sort of thing, the dystopian future, sci-fi, you're into things like Ghost in the Shell, Blade Runner, Altered Carbon, some Appleseed would be another one. Into any of that, this would probably be right up your alley. So that's going to be starting at about 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, this coming Wednesday. So look forward to getting back into the role of edge runners and seeing how that goes. So that being said, we are actually, this is probably going to be one of those games that I get to kind of sit back and let everybody else do everything, because there's so much that everybody is likely wanting to get caught up on and or share, that unless somebody calls an NPC, I don't know if I'm going to be doing much. So it is at this point it has been and for clarity's sake, because everybody has indicated they wanted to play out the wedding. The wedding is coming up this Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday the 11th, which that game will probably be started at around noon, because we're going to be doing something first thing in the morning. But the wedding is going to be then. And that actually takes place. It takes place before the fight from last game. So we are now one night away from everything that's happened. That's where we're at in the timeline. The wedding at this point has already happened. As of this point, the game we're going to have on the 11th is actually a flashback scene. But we are in the current timeline as of this point. So I will let Brittany at this point go ahead and take it away.
I'm so confused as to what all happened this week. So
Oh yeah.
I guess we'll start with sending a text to the group and just say, let's have a status meeting at the train museum ASAP, I guess.
Okay.
We'll type back. See you there.
Yeah. Ben will do that too.
Yes, she'll be coming with Ben since she's with Ben.
Jerome, is Sophie coming from a B&B outside of town?
No.
Is this after that?
Yes, this is after that.
Okay. Okay. So
Dahlia will text and said, "Be there as soon as I can."
Okay, so
Remus, I've already talked you off to the side as to where you're at. You are actually at the underground hospital.
Okay.
Shouldn't say underground, the underworld hospital.
I didn't.
You could have a basement.
This is new. I don't know anything about an underground hospital, but sounds pretty useful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear Brittany, so I had to dip out. Like, I don't know. Did you direct anything at me or?
Nope.
Oh,
No? Okay.
I texted the group and said status meeting at the train museum.
Okay.
That's all. So I will head over there.
Jerome, am I coming with Karine or is it just me?
It would be just you.
Okay.
She is busying herself with some other things right now, and since you were there and you know everything, she's leaving it up to you to clue everybody else in and bring the party favor.
Okay.
I'm going to text the group. I have not heard back yet from the family Brodovich yet. I'm still without a jaw. I will come obfuscated, and Robert will let me into the room when we arrive.
I'll text back. Sounds good. Maybe we can take care of that tonight.
Merci beaucoup.
Oh, oops. I gotta get, I didn't realize that George didn't pop back in automatically. Even though
sorry.
I can. Oh, no, you're fine.
I see him
can,
there.
Everybody can see you in the chat. They just can't see you online. So I got to add you back.
Did Soundstick get the text too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I will text her also separately.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot.
It's all good. I'm not used to playing a human. Included in vampire.
Playing
stuff.
even either.
You make a very natural human.
Try.
Is anybody
Okay.
doing anything prior to going to the train museum?
Well, Lily will do her normal rituals that she does every morning. The defensive wooden doom and all that good stuff.
Okay. Make your rolls.
Okay.
I'm going to summon rats, feed some rats, and then feed off of rats before I come.
So you're going to feed them and then kill them.
Well, I'm using animalism to summon as many as I can get.
Okay.
And then once they arrive, I'll keep some to feed off of.
Okay. Depending upon how many you get, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Are those the pets you're referring to that need food?
Yes.
Okay.
In character, you don't know that yet.
Right. I don't know that yet.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. Shoot. What is it for animalism again? I got to get that.
I got
pulled up.
3.
It's charisma survival.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your charisma survival. It'd be difficulty 6 since you're in the city.
All right. 1, 2. What does 2 give me? 1/4 of the animals within earshot respond.
Okay. Well, let's see. 1/4.
Yes.
2 rats show up.
Oh, really? I won't be feeding then.
Okay.
I will feed them though. So what I've been doing over the past week or two is just ghouling some and feeding some. The ones that I ghoul, I mark so that I know who I fed.
Okay.
And then
So at this point, spend 2 blood,
cool.
and you have 2 ghouled rats.
Nice.
Oh, do we need to do XP?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We do need to do XP.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Want me to roll? I have one.
Roll more than a 1.
And do we have a birthday this month? We have a George birthday.
Yeah.
So let's make George roll that beautiful bean footage for the birthday XP.
Oh boy, I'm a February baby, so I get to roll it. So it's a D4 and a D6.
Well, no, Shelly rolled the D4 already. You roll a D6 plus 1.
I got a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, helps if you roll the dice into the tray. Okay, I got a 5 plus 1, so 6.
Yeah.
So 10
Made
total.
bank tonight. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Woohoo.
Yes.
That's new rituals.
And Davy
tonight.
Jones is wishing you a happy birthday, George.
Oh,
Happy
thank you.
birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Today's my brother's birthday too, actually.
Oh, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my birthday's in a few days. It's not technically today. But
Well,
it is
it's
this
the
month.
month. I mean, that's
It's
what's
close
important.
enough.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you, David Jones.
So we've got our XP out of the way. If no one's doing anything else, at this point, everybody is arriving at various points in time. I'm not going to get too detailed about it. To the train museum. Now, the train museum sits on top of some office spaces, so you actually have to walk up steps, and it occupies the upper floor of all of them. The location below it has like a small restaurant, and it's got some sort of like small yoga studio right next to it, like some real small businessy type things. But what you're concerned with is the train museum, which takes up the upper floor of the whole building. There are, outside of the cars that you guys have brought, there are no other cars that are parked currently in the parking lot. And the parking lot runs alongside the building itself, off the street. Which, if you need pictures of the train museum, that is also on the wiki.
I did have one thing I wanted to ask about before we with
What?
me sending news back to my order about the death of Trial.
Mm-hmm.
Have they sent any response back? Any comments? Any?
At this point, it's only been just a day, so nothing as of yet.
Oh, it has. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was more than that. Okay.
No.
Okay, never mind.
That and Jerome was hella busy at work, so
It's all good.
normally I'm able to get to that stuff within a 2-week time span. I was not this time.
You work on vampire stuff at work?
Shh. We are saying this live.
If your work watches it, they get bonus points.
I would be
Kudos.
impressed. Like, to be honest, I play City Heroes sometimes, so it's that slow for me.
In fairness, one of my former managers, I still work with her, but I'm not assigned under her anymore. She's in a Motley Crue cover band, which are all women, called Cruella. If anybody would have been watching, it would be her, because her whole family games. So
That's
nice.
That's awesome.
and they're good too. They're actually, if you happen to be in Northern California tomorrow night, Cruella is playing. I don't remember the name of the bar, but it is in the San Francisco area. If you look them up on YouTube, or not YouTube, but well, they're on YouTube too. But if you look them up on Facebook as Cruella, you will find them, and their meeting invite. They have another band that's opening for them. They put on a good show, so
Nice.
and they dress the part.
very cool.
So the inside of this building of the train museum, it's not super flashy. There's not a whole lot of money that goes into this place. It's decorated in warm tones of wood paneling and display cases, interspersed with other tidbits that, because it's also not only is it a train museum, it's got a couple of other things too, because obviously when trains were more predominant in the area was the Old West. So it is kind of an Old West memorabilia location as well. And they've got a mammoth tooth on display. Like a big old mammoth tusk.
Cool.
Presumably, you guys are all meeting in the activities area, which is, usually they'll bring somebody in who's going to read something or maybe play some music for guests or whatnot. Seats about 20.
Are there chairs in there
Yes.
like all the time?
Mm-hmm. Not all of them, obviously, but you wouldn't need all of them.
Yeah, that's probably where we'd meet then.
Sure.
Oh, I'm not logged in on Twitch.
Oh, noes.
I cannot comment.
You also can't earn points.
Gasp. Okay, so I would make sure that I'm the first to arrive, I guess, just in case.
Sure.
And then greet everybody as they come in. Is everybody here? Is anybody like coming late?
No one's coming late. Everybody is here at this point. Doug is here as well.
Okay.
When Dahlia pulls up, she'll gesture, so I may need some help getting my gift out of the bag.
Gift.
Okay, I guess if Doug is going to be here, then I'll ask him if he would mind helping her.
Oh, yeah. So he shrugs. Sure thing, Sophie.
You use the Doug pose.
I know.
Okay,
You
Doug
noticed.
will then help Dahlia get like a body bag.
So
out of
Doug
the
is
back of her car.
Doug looks like what's his name from Jimmy Neutron.
Carl?
Carl. He looks like Carl. Except he is no longer overweight. He's a little bit more built, but not in a artificially jacked way.
Does he still sound the same?
You haven't interacted with him just yet.
Yeah, it's been a while since you guys have seen Doug.
So he just walks over and he looks and he says, "Why am I bringing a body bag upstairs?"
It's a surprise.
Okay. And so he just like casually throws it up over his shoulder and hastily walks to the steps because he doesn't want anybody, that might be passing along a sidewalk or something to see them doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess as soon as everybody's there, I'll just start off and say, okay, I know that was kind of a crap show of a week, so how is everybody? Like, do we have any lingering injuries or casualties that we ought to know about? Oh, Henri, obviously. We're going to work on that.
I'm still healing, but I'm okay.
Okay.
I aside from getting thrown into a couple people, I'm perfectly fine.
That's remarkable.
I think you're the
You're
only one
telling
that
me,
did take a
I'm
lot of
surprised I'm alive.
damage.
Ben, how are you feeling?
Doing okay. Pretty sure I'm 100% certified demon free.
You know what? Let me just make sure. No offense to you, but just for the benefit of the group, I'm going to do some aura percepting
Okay.
I don't know why I'm checking. This is like the thing that I use the most. I should know how many dice it uses. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. Nice.
Okay. You do not see any traces of infernalism like you saw before.
All right. I'm going to declare you a clean soul of health.
It's good to hear.
Anyone else worried about their soul?
Doug raises his hand.
Do we need to talk privately?
I'm holding a body bag. My hand raised was a little ill-timed. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll get to that shortly.
And then Dolly will answer yes.
He says, okay.
Voice is different.
Christmas gift. And he just walks over and sets it down on some chairs.
Remus, how are you? Or do you want us to call you Remus anymore?
That's fine for now. Jeeves, Liam, and Eleanor are still in critical condition. But let's finish this up so I can get back to them, if that's all right.
Sure. Okay. Ben, how about your daughter?
Right. So she's still doing all right. She is sleeping. Apparently, coming back from the dead is exhausting. Nothing else seems to be going on with her. We checked out her body's ID, and he pulls out his cell phone and pulls up some information. He's like, all right, let's see here. We've got Kara Buchanan, age 22, declared dead a couple of nights ago, resident of Ashland. For the past 3 years, she's registered with SAG-AFTRA. That's
She's an actress?
Yep, screen actors. Well, apparently not an act. She was an extra, a production assistant. Let's see, and a grip. Apparently not any huge roles or anything, but
Okay.
yeah.
Was
did you
she?
check-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask about so 2 days ago she was dead, declared dead. You said, you know, people rise up from the so-called grave all the time. It's only been 2 days. Perhaps she was just in a deep coma or something. Honestly, it could work. I've seen dumber stories.
Well, could do that. She did get registered as dying from an accidental drug overdose. I'm not sure how well that would work. But the other thing I was thinking was, I mean, all that really needs to happen is we get rid of the clothes and the ID she had on her. We've got new stuff for her now. And then I ask Isadora to change her face.
That's what I was going to suggest. Is I know Isadora has some vicissitude skill.
Do you mean give her a facelift? I mean,
You just change what she looks like. Yeah, as far
It
as I
wouldn't
know, that
even-
stuff's permanent.
It wouldn't even have to be that much.
but what about fingerprints? Those don't change on people.
Pretty sure
Well-
that could be fixed with the same trick, couldn't it? Maybe.
I mean, I don't know what your friend is doing, but the fingerprints are very delicate. If they're skilled, perhaps they can change the pattern, but it's very difficult, I think.
Well, maybe she'll take it as a challenge. I haven't reached out to her yet because I wanted to make sure it's fine with Cindy. She's still sleeping.
Sure. She's staying at your place?
For now, yeah. Lily and I just made sure that the pool house out and back, no one was taking it. So cleaned it out, put some furniture in there, and that'll be our new spot for now anyway.
Where
Yes.
was the body taken from? The city morgue? The a funeral home? Like,
No, I acquired it from the city morgue before they were able to perform an autopsy or even put her in their system.
okay, so they just came
They
back
just
to a
she
missing
just
body,
arrived.
and so did they don't have time to process? They didn't have time to process her as being
No, she hadn't been
well,
processed.
but she was declared dead. So where does that record go then?
I'm
Good
not a
question.
doctor, so I don't know.
Do you? I mean, not to stereotype, but do you guys know anybody in the morgue that can look at the systems or have access to that information?
I know. Andre, you were going to try to get some contacts with the morgue. Did that ever happen? No. We really need to work on that for you.
That could be quite handy. Or
Maybe that's something you and
So
I can
I'm
work
just
on.
curious because Henri is missing his jaw. Have you bandaged anything up at the bottom, or you just left everything the way it was?
I just left it the way it was
Okay, so
because I obfuscated to come in here, so I know I'm not. These folks when they see me, I'm sure they'll be used to it. So I
sure,
don't.
that's
Unless
fine.
somebody says something,
Well,
I'm not
So
going to.
then,
Most of
Everybody but
you.
Sansa.
so then, emphasize the fact that he is missing his jaw, and there's just like that.
She's
Throat,
got blinders on. She's not looking at it.
It's kind of
She's
gross.
just doing one of these numbers.
My tongue's hanging out. So.
And she's really doing one of these numbers.
she's keeping several people in between.
Absolutely.
Does anyone have opposition to the idea of asking the Brodoviches if they might have a fresh jaw?
I think that would be an excellent suggestion.
I hold up my phone. I'm just pointing at my phone.
Have you called them already?
Is he
Texted.
texting?
You've been texting them. Have they responded? They have not responded.
What does this body for then? Points at the
Dahlia, would you
one
like
Doug's carrying.
would you like to show and tell?
Oh, yes. I will walk over. Dahlia walks over to the body bag, unzips it, and reveals Daxis of the Sabbat of Portland.
Who?
And he's staked.
Daxis.
He's staked,
Yes.
but he's not dead.
Nope.
Oh,
I walk over and just.
So, for a description,
would that work?
Oh my gosh, you should totally take his jaw. Why not? He's staked. Sorry. That's the
Rachel,
comparison.
you're kind of breaking up there with whatever
Okay.
headset you have.
Okay.
No, just letting you know. So to give you a description, Daxis is an African-looking man. He is bald. He's kind of tall and lean and wiry looking. He's in kind of beat up denim jeans and a beat up looking shirt.
How do you spell his name?
Daxus.
Okay, thank
Well,
you.
Henri, you could be two-toned.
How'd you pull that off?
Do you know who that
Um,
is?
Not really. Karine did, though.
I would say so. She worked with him. Under duress, I assume.
Karine said he would be the one that would most likely know where Damaris is.
Perfect. Read his mind. What are we waiting
That's
for?
what I was going to say. Well, Sophie, I'm sure you can read
Okay.
his mind. He can't resist you.
I just want to say, under no circumstances is he to be unstaked.
Make sure
Period.
you let our fellow snake know that.
Yeah, wherever he is.
Grievous
Okay.
has a tendency to unstake those who should not be unstaked.
Hopefully he learned his lesson.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, it was merely a sympathetic gesture to his compatriot.
Yeah.
Before we go deep diving, what happened to Camille?
I haven't heard from him since that night.
So he's
Guessing
just
that he's probably
He-
recuperating.
He walked off.
It
Then
yeah,
we
but it
just
seemed
let
like it
him.
took a lot out of him.
Do you know
And
where
he did kill
or anything?
a sister.
I suppose he would want to be alone for a while.
Yeah, I've just kind of left him be for right now. I'll check in with him later, but I just wanted to give him time.
Well,
Plus, we've been kind of busy with Cindy. Oh, and by the
Trail
way,
did not stand a
Remus,
chance.
go home. She's asleep in your bedroom.
I'm not going home for a while.
Remus, you know that if you can get some of your Vitae into them, it should speed up the healing, right?
I didn't know that, but I'll talk to the doctors and kind of see if they think that's a good idea.
Okay. Okay. If we have no more immediate business, I'm gonna go spelunking, I guess.
Lily's going to reach over and squeeze Ben's hand. She can tell he's kind of stiffening up every time they bring up the ghouls.
Right.
Okay. Oh. Okay. I guess I did bump that one. Okay. 2, 4, 5, 6, 5. 5 successes on telepathy.
Okay. So you dive into search around in his head.
The deep dive.
The first thoughts that you're picking up on are they don't appear to be factual. He is basically manufacturing like a mental vision of him doing unspeakable things to you.
I figured we're not friends.
Right.
If I can follow the trail of what brought him to this point, like what happened to him, how he got to be staked.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So you see him at a club you're familiar with, the Rebellious Rose, just the other night. And for some reason, he felt compelled to go up to the office. And so somebody followed him up. The conversation was that, they he didn't think much of it. He thought it was probably a bishop or archbishop, summoning him or something stupid. And he walked up there, and 3 people were in the room. 3 women were in the room with him, all dressed in black, like tactical gear and whatnot. And as he entered the room, you see Latisse blur right past him and slam the door shut. And as he's getting ready to react, Kyrene turns around in the office chair, and you see that Kyrene gives him the Remus treatment, like a quick and sudden, blinding attack, and then starts drilling him really hard to, to prevent him from, keeping him off guard. Basically, you hear a loud explosion of gunfire. Something, something or someone get thrown up against the door, and then it happens again, and there's like ash everywhere. And then he's finally subdued.
And what are his thoughts about all of this?
Pretty much like, holy crap, what the heck is going on, sort of thing. Like he was getting ready to do something. And in fact, the only offensive action he was really able to do is he managed to embed his hand into Kyrene's chest and was trying to tear her heart out directly.
Classic Daxus.
But it was too fast and too quick. Like the first person, whoever was with him, ended up getting gunned down really quick. And then it quickly became a Kyrene and Latisse, and then Kyrene and Dahlia and Latisse on Daxus. So it was like it went from 3-on-2 to 3-on-1 fast.
Did he overhear?
Oh, Dahlia.
Yeah, very impressive.
And then they quickly take him back down through a secret entrance into the office. Out in the back, you see it from his point of view. He's just tossed unceremoniously into the back of a van. You hear another van squealing tires driving away, or another vehicle, I should say, as well as that one. And then it was off to the races.
Did he overhear them talking about why he was being targeted?
No. He did not, because Kyrene promptly grew feral claws and stuck them in each ear.
Oh. Nice.
Has he healed? He hasn't healed since then.
No.
So how is his hearing right now?
Nasty.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, you're not a doctor, but I mean, looking at his ear, it looks like he's got trauma to both ears.
That's a relief. Okay. I would like to introduce a query, just like an idea
Okay.
about the Archbishop, and see what kind of.
So are you attempting to? So are you attempting to negotiate with him, or are you just attempting to probe for info?
Probe.
Okay, go ahead and roll again.
Okay. Three successes.
Okay. The only bit of information you get is that he is the Archbishop's Templar.
Do I know what that means?
Do you know what that means?
I may have heard that term before.
Okay, then that's... 'cause the reason why I say it like that is because your relativity to Sophie's relativity, and this is probably the same. So
Okay.
You've probably heard the term. You're not too certain what it is.
Okay.
But I mean, clearly by the memory you poked up, you observed in his head, it was some position of authority.
Can I get anything about like a location?
Go ahead and roll again. Difficulty 7 at this point.
Ooh. 2, 3, 4, 4.
Okay. So you guys are watching Sophie kind of just do this sort of thing, like with her hand, and like really focusing, on him, looking kind of very menacing at this point. Like, open your mind to me, sort of like really deep diving into this guy's head. So you push further, and you end up seeing a vision of when he finally rose from the ground.
The Archbishop.
No, when Daxus rose from the ground and joined the Sabbat.
That's not helpful. Okay. How about just trying to probe for Damaris?
Sure.
Roll again.
Yeah.
Difficulty 7.
Yes.
4.
Ooh, good grief. Okay, so you're poking around some more. You end up seeing that he was he didn't bring her in. You see a picture of somebody else, unceremoniously just dumping the body on a cold slab of cement. The room in here is lit by sconces, kind of small. And what you end up overhearing in his mind, and as the story is playing out, is that he was the one that let this person in to store, Damaris, the traitor, at this point. And you get the impression that he is in the temple.
Who was it who brought her in? Do I get a visual?
You get a visual. You don't know who it is, though.
Okay. I'm going to try and file that away.
But it does match the appearance of the person who staked her.
Oh, that Bastion person.
Yes.
Forgot about him. Okay.
How could you
Can
forget
I-
about Bastion?
It's been a long few games. Sophie had a really good hot date.
Well, now.
Can I try and get whatever I can about Bastion?
Sure.
3.
Okay. He doesn't have much. He does know that the Archbishop had called in the Black Hand. And the Black Hand is who is currently dealing with Damaris.
So she was conceivably the target because of being a defector. Right?
Good enough guess? Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You do believe based on his memories, however, that the temple is somewhere in downtown near the underpass that you guys lost him at the last time.
Can I get any thoughts or images about like entering the temple, like how to get inside?
You do, actually. It has some sort of ritual on the door.
Can I watch them do it?
They don't do anything. They're just able to walk through.
Oh,
Apparently,
Are there any visible like signia?
Are you in his head?
No.
I was gonna ask that next.
So ask away.
Are there any insignias on the door?
There are, yes. And from what he understands, it is that only true Sabbat can pass through this door.
Well, that stinks. Um, what else can I? Oh, how about how many Sabbat there are in Portland?
Oh, there is the Archbishop's Pack, and then there is One Death to Die. Oops, hold on one second. Yeah. Let me count them up real fast. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm-hmm. So about 13, somewhere between 13 and 15.
It's not too bad.
Hold that thought. I'll be right back. Go ahead, converse.
Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, you guys can chat while I'm doing this. Chat with each other.
So Damaris did tell you guys that she found a location at the underpass.
I thought so,
She does have a journal,
but I just wondered if
a
she
sketchbook.
did she tell us that, or was she working on
Yes.
it and didn't get a chance?
Yeah.
I told
no,
you
she
about
told
it.
us.
I did
Yeah,
tell
she
you about
said
it.
it now.
I was doing more work to find out who was going in and out of it.
Okay.
But I did tell you, and the information would be in her sketchbook.
Yeah, I have it in my notes. That was the Christmas episode.
Hmm.
There you go.
Same day we met the cannibals.
Right. That's right.
I thought you said candles, and then I was like, oh no, cannibals. Of course.
They might use candles.
Might.
Oh,
They make their own wax out of like people's skin or something. I don't know.
Oh no.
Fat.
people fat.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So yeah, so if you can find the sketchbook, you can find the
Well,
path.
that would be a Dahlia thing.
Right.
It would.
Okay.
Well, would we be able to get into Damaris's place? Because I know it's like warded. Like,
Not
Dahlia
for you.
lives there.
You guys should be fine.
Dahlia
lives
Dahlia
there.
can get in.
Right.
okay,
You guys have been there before. Oh, well, a select few of you have been there when she first
Yeah,
disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't think Remus has been there.
Maybe not.
Remus is dealing with some stuff.
Right.
When is he not? It's the longest first day ever.
Right?
Remus has changed, man. Prison's changed you. He's a lot more stoic. Like, just
Yeah.
no bullshit. Like, can we get this done so I can go back to my ghouls? Like, no bullshit.
He's under some pressure right now.
It's been a weird couple of days for him.
Yeah.
Yep. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
It's only his second day.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. He finally got past that first day.
Did he immediately throw out all of his video games?
No, yeah.
I think he kept those.
As soon as he found out what happened to his ghouls, he's just been like at their side. Like he hasn't been home or at the Haven, I should call it, like since then.
I think we got connections. So 13 to 15. I mean,
That's actually less than I thought there was going to be.
It's
So
less
that's
than
not
I
too bad.
kind of. That number surprised me. I did think it was a little low too.
I'm
Except,
okay with that.
yeah,
But we
well,
can't underestimate that because you got to look at the players that are in that 13 to 15.
right.
Like you got some
Sabbat
heavy
are
fucking
like-
hitters. Sorry, heavy hitters there.
Yeah.
that. No joke. Man.
Part of me wants to suggest that if somebody wants to eat him, they could. But also, Sophie would really
Eat
not
who?
like that. Daxus.
Oh.
No.
I mean, like that's a bridge she probably shouldn't cross.
Yeah, it's a guaranteed humanity
No.
drop.
Yeah.
I mean, she could
What
just be
does that
like,
mean for someone new? A
That
humanity drop.
means, yeah, so that means you see on your sheet, I'm assuming on your sheet you're following the path of humanity, which you see on your first page under the advantages and backgrounds. You'll see humanity/path.
I don't. Oh, you mean the humanity path? Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. So if you're following humanity, the higher that is, the more humane of a vampire you are. If that
Okay.
ever gets to 0, you go berserk and out of control, and you're lost forever, and you become an NPC because the beast has taken control of like your vampire's mind.
Well, you've got to roll to see if you
Gotcha.
go berserk. Sometimes
Yeah.
you make it. But it's highly recommended that you have something to fall back on, like a path. If that's gonna happen. Like you would need to know what you're gonna go back to be able to make that journey over. Otherwise,
Yeah.
like he said, you'll go berserk.
So
if
then,
you if you
whenever
make it
there's
to 0 and you're on
You're an
humanity,
animal.
can you make it back to
I
humanity?
don't think so. I think you're just
gone.
I think you're lost
Just
to the
gone.
beast.
So
Yeah,
yeah, you're lost to the
So
beast. You're feral, basically.
right.
you would only make it back to a path after that.
Especially if you were working on going towards a path during that time, if it's a part of you transitioning.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you weren't practicing on that, you'd just be out of your mind forever.
Oh, okay.
Then
Yeah.
vampires around you would put you down.
But if Sophie was to suggest to eat him, Lily would raise her hand.
I mean, maybe she won't suggest it. Maybe she'll just leave it open. Like, I don't
No.
care what
Is
happens.
Lily on a path, or is she humanity? I don't know.
She's
Kinda hard to tell these days.
she's like in the middle of humanity.
She's probably higher humanity than Sophie right now.
Oh boy.
Sophie actually
No.
hasn't.
We're checking the morality of
Man,
eating Daxus here.
Wow.
Between the people that are
hypothetical,
humanity and
Out
low
of
humanity.
character.
Out of character. Yeah.
Out of character, where you at, Sophie?
I'm currently at 4.
You're higher than me.
Oh wow.
Oh, you're at 4? Oh, you are.
Didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I mean, she was at 5, but then I don't know. Jerome made me roll. I hate it when he does that.
But you are higher than Henry, though.
That's
I wouldn't
getting
mind
close.
lowering my generation though.
No. Damaris is on an actual path. She is not humane in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that'd be fine for her.
So
Yeah, she would no problem with it
back
if
in
it was
game.
honorable. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so what else was I? Okay, so we got 13 to 15 Sabat in the town or city. See, is there anything else that I need to ask while we've got him here? I guess we could try this later.
Hideouts. Lookout
Okay.
spots.
Can I get a picture of like where Daxus lives?
Go ahead and roll. Difficulty 9.
Ooh.
Oh, 2 successes, but I were 3 successes minus a 1, so 2.
Okay. So you get the impression that he resides at an abandoned townhouse.
Does he
Probably
live
with his
with
pack.
anyone? Like, is there anybody else in the picture?
No.
Okay, so he probably lives alone.
However, You have a hard time visualizing where it's at in the city.
Oh,
Give me a
Yeah.
give me an intelligence and occult check.
intelligence and occult. 6. What's difficulty?
7.
5 successes.
Wow.
Woohoo.
Oh,
You've run into this before. Back when you first met Colin.
into what?
The house. Before you moved into the house, you had this problem. You had a difficult time remembering where it was at.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
So wherever he's
So it's
residing actually has arcane on it, making it very
Yeah.
hard to find.
can that be broken from a distance?
No.
Oh.
Not to the best of your knowledge. But I mean that would even if that could, that would take a pretty potent spell.
What kind of vampire has the ability to do that? Probably Trevere, right? No.
Any vampire that can cast blood magic.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Jerome, you need to re-add George.
He's here.
Is
I
back
see him.
again? Cool.
You see him?
I see him.
But not on the Twitch site.
Oh yeah, he's not on
'cause we had
Twitch.
to reboot.
All right.
Sorry, my connection got all really bad and I lost everybody, so I figured I'd restart.
I see. Okay.
Are we allowed to ask questions for you to ask? Are we allowed to pitch in for that?
I'm not sure that she would be able to hold that kind of conversation while she's.
Okay. That's why I want to ask, because
Yeah.
obviously there's things I want to suggest, but I'm not in there, so I don't know
Right.
what you're going through.
Well, after she comes back out and reports, then you can make suggestions, and she could try again maybe. How about the hideout for One Death to Die? Does he know that?
Yeah.
Go
There you
ahead and roll. Let's find out.
Or any of the packs.
Yeah.
Whoa! I got 3 10s. What's the difficulty here?
Oh, and if the
Uh,
Inquisition is there.
difficulty 6.
Okay, so 6 successes.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
All right. Yes, he knows. He actually knows exactly where their haven is at. They are unaware that he knows.
That's perfect. Oh my god.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yes.
You got that distinct impression because you know Daxus well enough that, yeah, I mean, he's already turned coat to the Camarilla, so he's going to be sneaky about it. So yeah.
Hypocrite.
Can I get an address?
Can I get a witness? Yes, you can.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, you get the distinct vantage point of like you're crawling on the ground up to where this particular building was, and you like form into a man at one point. So he was basically sneaking up to it in a puddle as a puddle of blood.
Kind of love that. Okay. Cool. How about anybody else's? Say, I'll try and find other like locations of note,
Sure.
like where the other Sabbat are
Mhm.
in town.
Oh, the other one is a pack by the name of the Unbound.
This is also difficulty 6.
Yes.
The Unbound.
Yes, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. With 3, you get a relative direction in the city. You don't catch the actual memory.
Okay.
But you're within a city block.
Well, it's not super helpful, but I guess it's more than we had before. Okay, how about the does he know anything about the Inquisition, like presence in Portland?
Sure, go ahead and roll.
Ooh. Oh, wait. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, I got 3 ones and I still got 2 successes.
Okay. You get the mental image of him meeting with somebody who's very pale looking, so very inhumane, but dressed very proper like. He's wearing kind of one of those I don't want to say steampunk, but the Victorian era military like jacket. They've got like the buttons kind of going down like either side sort of thing.
It's a slew off.
It's a what?
It's a slew off.
Oh yeah, no. Short, well-kept hair, and you get the impression that the individual's name is Black Wallace.
What does that have to do with the Inquisition?
The Inquisition.
That's a great question.
Can I roll for that?
Sure.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Okay. He was meeting with one of the head inquisitors.
He's very pale, but he's and dressed in old clothes,
Mhm.
but he's an inquisitor.
Mm-hmm.
Do they employ vampires?
Hmm. It's different.
Okay. I don't know how to interpret this. Wait, but he was meeting. What were they meeting about?
They were meeting about potential infernalism within Portland.
In what sense? Of like eradicating it, or
Yep. And routing out anybody who might be involved.
did they have any name?
No, not as of yet. No.
Well, where were they meeting?
They were actually meeting at the Crown.
Okay. So the Sabbat are
basically
eating-
pretending
are
like they
eating-
were eating.
So, okay. Are the Sabbat currently using the crown? I thought they weren't.
You don't get the impression that they're using the crown like consecutively or consistently, I should say.
Okay.
From Daxus, you get the impression that it at this point it's just another, business in Portland.
Okay. Okay. I think that's probably plenty for now. I'm going to withdraw and step back from him.
Okay. Henri, you get a text.
Look at the text.
There's a couple pictures of jaw mandibles with question marks. They're
Do they
all
look red?
they're all animals though.
No.
Like a donkey and like a raccoon and that sort of thing.
Are these? Is this from the Bradoviches? Or-
Yeah.
I reply back. I require a human jaw.
Oh, okay, so you get a text back and it says, "Oh," and it the text comes back how it sounds. We ain't allowed to get that from inside of Ashland.
Who's standing near me in the group right now?
Anybody, you could pick somebody, doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go to Ben and show Ben the text.
It takes a look at it, like he looks at you, like, yeah, good. They'd have to kill somebody to get the jawbone.
Could you use his? He's not gonna need it.
I mean, does that work?
I don't know.
I mean, if you don't care about the difference in the skin tone, I mean, no.
I'm
If it works, it works, right?
I'm like, I just put a quick text. Frankly, I don't care. Can I drain him as well? And I showed that to Ben.
He's wanting to drain him too.
Oh, maybe I
Wait.
should go.
Are we gonna let that happen?
I think
Did you
might
get
use
everything
it.
that you need from his head? By the way,
I'm not sure if I have everything. I have quite a bit, but let's talk about it first.
right?
And so I'll say I'm pretty sure he can't hear us. It seems like Kyrene took out his eardrums. Obviously, he hasn't had a chance to heal, so
Zip up the bag.
and then I will elaborate on all of the intelligence that I've gotten. So just to reiterate, what I wrote down was I see Damaris in a small room lit with sconces, presumably in the temple. Looks like that Bastion fellow is the one that dropped her in. It was the Archbishop who had called in the Black Hand. We know the location of the temple, but the door is spelled or something, and only true Sabbat can pass through it. We have about 3 Sabbat packs in Portland. That's totaling about 13 to 15 people. Daxus's haven is some abandoned townhouse, but I can't get a fix on the location. It's presumably counterspelled. I got the address of the haven for One Death to Die, and a rough location in town for the Unbound haven. And then about the Inquisition, I have an image of him meeting with this Black Wallace person who seems to be a head inquisitor. Oh, I didn't write down. Meeting about infernalism.
Jerome, when hearing about that, would it's only 1 dot in Sabbat lore, but would that be enough to know anything about like Sabbat and their Inquisition? No, okay.
No.
But Sabbat Inquisition? I thought I was asking him about the human Inquisition.
You were asking him about the Inquisition.
And so that's what he knew about the Inquisition.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Okay. I guess I should have been more specific.
You didn't know any different. It's
promise.
appropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I could just be like, I don't understand this Inquisition person. He looked like a vampire to me, but I thought they would not work with a vampire. But for some reason, they were talking and meeting together about infernalism.
So they were fighting demons in Portland?
I mean,
No.
I know that infernalist vampires are persona non grata to the cam. I wasn't aware.
Drum, I have infernal lore. Can I roll that?
Roll what?
Infernal lore?
For what?
For what they're talking about the infernalism, that problem, about it being, because I think it's more than just, it's about more like corruption, not just demons, but, just more.
Sure, go ahead.
I mean, if that's accurate, hopefully.
I mean,
it is.
it's not going to give you any insight into Sabat, but sure, you can roll.
No,
Infernal
but
lore.
generally, I mean, infernalism is kind of the same universally in some places. So.
For sure.
So cult, no, not, it wouldn't be a cult, right? It would just be infernal lore and intelligence.
Infernal lore and intelligence, yes.
Oh,
Well, that's a 1.
okay. Well, that's,
Well, with a 10, I got 3 total.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that could go into that. You know, it's not just the fact that a demon shows up, but it's those that are subverted by demons. You know, that quote unquote sell their soul or their faith, in essence. You know, for more power, and there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. So I'll say that basically. There's a lot more that goes into just demons and into infernalism. There's so much more in depth, and people sell their souls for this stuff. Like, it's no joke. I imagine if it's the Inquisition, a human Inquisition, of course, any church is opposed to demons and infernalism, so perhaps they don't like it for the similar reasons.
wait, so you think this is not related to the people that
We just
are
dealt
trying
with.
to fight us?
I don't know. I mean, we did meet with one woman at the church that clearly did not want to meet with us, but she was human. So I don't know. It could be human too. I don't know. I don't know anything about that side of it. I just know about infernalism and just church in general, like that they're all are connected.
Okay, well, can you think of anything else that we would need that I should go fishing for? Also, by the way, I can't see George.
You mentioned the black hand. What do you mean? What is that?
I'm not very familiar with it. Apparently, it's like a special forces group in the Sabat.
That's close. Yes.
So they called in something special just for her? Why? I mean, you said that she was a defector, so she betrayed them?
Well, it's considered betraying when you defect.
So she's been living here this whole time, and now they're just coming to get her? I mean, that seems like a lot of work for somebody.
I did think that was unusual.
Maybe she's taken as bait? You guys seem to have problems with them up there. I mean, this makes sense.
Hey, Dahlia. How many of your clan know that scrying trick?
You're muted.
You're muted.
I know Karine does, but I don't. And there are not very many Leannan.
I mean, that could be a reason right there, right? If they knew what she could do, it's been pretty useful to us.
Do you think they're gonna try to convert her back, even or kill her? Like, if she's that valuable, why not? I mean, I just don't understand.
If they were going to kill her, they'd have done it by now.
What I don't understand is her sire is Sabat. So where does he fit into all of this?
From my understanding, the Black Hand, you don't say no to what they say. It's literally a thing in their rules that they do whatever the Black Hand tells them. So that might go all the way up to leadership for all I know.
Hmm.
But if we know where she's at, we're solid.
Well-
There's just that magic door thing.
Yeah, so how do we get in there?
Ben
Can
turns to
you-
Lily and goes, "Hey, how do you get rid of a portal on a door that you can't go into? How do you break that?"
Do you remember what they look like? Could you draw them?
Jerome, can I attempt to draw the sigils that I saw on the door?
Sure, give it a shot. It's going to take wits and crafts because you're going off of memory and trying to be quick-witted about it. Difficulty 7.
Well, this is not my forte, but I will do my best. Whoa! Well, one success. Sorry, I got 2 10s, but I can't explode them. So
Oh.
one.
One success. Okay. So you do your best at, redoing what you have a mental picture of.
This is what you saw?
Does that mean anything to you?
Do I get a generalized idea of what she drew?
She drew what you believe to be a ward.
Okay. It looks like it could be some type of award. I'll have to do some research.
Can I undo wards? I thought I was able to before.
You sure can.
Oh, if it's a war, I can undo it.
Any ward?
I mean, depending on how complicated, it could take a little longer than more simple ones, but I mean, yeah.
We were just talking about that with one of your powers.
Yep.
When you say longer, how long are you taking? Minutes? Hours?
Well, undoing wars is like you're unweaving something that's intricate. So if you're good at it, you can be quicker. Sometimes they're more complicated. It just depends on the ward. Something like that's protecting a temple that you said, that's probably pretty strong. But it's nothing is not unbreakable.
Do you have to say things out loud while you're doing it, or could you do that
No.
quietly?
Would I be able to do it quietly? It's more of just a concentration.
Nope. It's an enchantment. You have to.
Yeah.
There's like verses that go with your
Okay.
gestures.
No, I would have to be able to speak. It's a combination of both hand and voice.
Okay. Well, can't sneak in then if she's got to talk about it, but gets us in.
She could be there during the day, though.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
But you got to understand that
It's
They would
protected, I'm
have
guessing.
watchdogs.
Right. Yeah, they're probably gonna have ghouls guarding that place, right?
Possibly. I mean, do they all stay there during the day? I mean, is that they said that there's 3 packs. I would say that they have 3 different places they go to, so I don't expect them to all be there during the day. Do you?
No,
Jerome,
but
did
the
I
temples
see
would have
humans in the vision?
There were a couple people talking at once. What was that?
Did I see any like humans hanging around the Sabbat in
You
the?
wouldn't know because you don't have the capability of using aura perception.
Okay.
The door only opens for true Sabbat, right?
That's what it says.
Right. Well, I guess this guy's execution has had a extension. I'll kick the body bag.
Well, he
Hold
can
him up
go
to the-
in, but does that mean that the rest of us could go in?
If it's a door, you hold him up to the door, let the door go up. Everybody walk. Is that how it works?
Don't think it works like a key pass like that. It's not like you're putting his hand up to
it'd
the
be
door.
most likely like an incantation.
I feel like it's individual. Like
I just saw them walk through.
Do you know if that's the only way in? That would seem like weird if they didn't have a bolt hole or some other way to get in or out.
I don't know.
You said it was an overpass? Where?
I will describe the location in Portland.
Well, I mean, you could look in the area and see if there's if it's connected on the other side or near another exit. Overpasses have multiple places, you know.
Right.
I wonder if there would be any kind of like city plans to describe the.
It's public record information. I mean, right?
I doubt that their temple would be on any city.
No, but the overpass would be.
Yeah, but I don't. It wouldn't show. It wouldn't show any entrances into anything.
Right, that's not the normal sort of construction project.
And they wouldn't be so careless as to have those.
Huh. Well, then I don't know.
Okay, so we have a couple of locations that we could send.
The only thing I could probably suggest is that if we could capture another one, maybe like from One Life to Live, and dominate them, and have them go in to the temple and retrieve Damaris.
Can anyone here dominate?
Yeah.
No.
I
No.
can. I don't
I
know
can.
what are the chances of
Oh, you
them
can?
being able to get in and out, like without being stopped.
Very difficult.
I am hesitant at simply taking out that whole pack. Just, I mean, on behalf of the one, I don't want to make that call without Trish having some kind of say in it. But
Trish might be able to lead her ex out into the open to where we could get to him and I could try to dominate him.
you'd use him as bait?
Could. Or use him to try and go in and retrieve her.
Do you think that he has enough, I don't know, presence or I don't know, authority within the city to be able to just walk in there and do something like that?
That's a good call. Maybe she's probably under some kind of security.
If they went to the effort of calling in special forces by their leader to take her over there, and because of whatever she did, you think it's just going to be easy for the new group to go in there and say, "Hey, let's go take this out"? I don't think that would work. No
The only
offense,
other
but I just
thing
don't
I
think it'd
can
work.
think of is going back undercover and infiltrating Portland.
I wonder
It's
how
pretty
much
risky.
time you have to be able to do something like that.
I've done it before.
They don't think he's going to miss his friends. I mean, he stays.
Be right back.
Well, we've got to do something, right? We've got good information now. We know where they're at, more or less.
There we go.
I mean, Pandora's box has been opened with a stake in this guy. They're going to look for him pretty quick, right? How long ago did you get this guy, Dahlia?
A day or two ago.
Last night.
Oh, sorry, last night.
Because remember, according to the story, you rolled up to the wedding with him.
That's right. Sorry. Yes.
Maybe.
So I mean, we should act like as soon as possible.
Do you know? Did you happen to ask if you knew when they're supposed to be having the next?
Rachel, you're breaking up really bad with that, with what you're using.
Did I happen to ask what?
Did you ask him, or did you probe? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
A bit, yeah.
Okay. Did you ask them when their whole packs are going to be meeting up again at the temple?
I did not. I can try and get that now.
Like how often they meet?
Any other questions that you want me to try and get?
So
Find
when-
out.
Find out
if
who
he
has
kn-
access to Damaris.
Right. Yeah, and if he knows any other ways in or out of that place.
Well, he said the Black Hand was basically handling her. So you need to find out who are the members of the Black Hand that are there.
Well, Bastion's part of.
Well, we know Bastion is, but who else? Because the Black Hand don't just take anybody. They take. Sorry, I don't know this out of character or in character. If they're special forces, then they probably have some skilled individuals as part of that group.
Yeah, I need to know if he's the only one. And where is Bastion? Does he know where that guy is?
I didn't ask that before, did I? Did I?
Nope.
No, I asked
No.
what he knew. I asked what he knew. Okay.
Maybe
Anything else?
does he know what they plan for her? Has he heard any rumors? Or overhear anything from people talking, the whispers? Since they captured her, like among his pack or whenever they're at the temple?
I wonder what would happen if I tried to go inside the temple astrally.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if you could get past the wards.
I don't know either. I don't know that I want to try that.
That would be very dangerous,
they knew
especially
that
if you're
Damaris-
spiritually. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, if they knew that Damaris was spying on them with her scrying, who's to say they won't see you?
I mean, theoretically, anyone with auspex could see me.
If they're meeting there right now, if there's somebody there. So you got to find out when they meet.
Okay. I'll try and go back in. What's difficulty, Jerome?
Difficulty 7.
Dose.
Dos, not quattro. I'm kidding. I know. Yeah. So I mean, you're back in. But you're just seeing surface thoughts, and he's upped his game for his violation of you. It looks more graphic and heinous at this point,
Gross.
involving
Okay.
multiple layers of vicissitude.
Yeah, I'm. All right. I'm gonna need to.
It's nightmare fuel, basically.
I'm
Should
great.
enjoy poking his eyeballs out.
All right. I'm gonna focus on the temple
Okay.
and try and get how often they go to the temple.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
We're still operating on 7. Ooh, that was a good roll.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Very nice.
I got
Whoa.
and everything else is 7, 8, or 9.
She is mentally sailing the seas of Daxus at this point. Just everything is open to her. So they go to most of their meetings are actually held at the temple. They refer to them as espots. There are several holidays that they attend that it's deemed mandatory. And then there's optional meetings that are held, espots. But most of those are frequently attended as well.
When's the next one coming up?
Well, he doesn't know about the impromptu, but the next, given where we're at, the next holiday, I believe, is in the end of March.
Okay. How about ways in or out of the temple besides that one door?
Yeah.
Roll again.
Yep, go ahead. Difficulty 6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 4.
Okay. There is actually a total of 3 ways in, one of which is sewer access. There is, however, there is a ward on each of the other entrances as well. And then the other one is another street level. You have to actually access it from a building topside.
Okay. How about what Black Hand members are there?
Roll again.
Still 6 or 7?
No, still 6. You're, like I said, you're getting your way with him.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Okay.
Wow.
There are a total of 2 members here.
Who's the other one?
He goes by the name of Coach.
Do I have a visual?
You do, yes.
I don't like that reaction.
Sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah. Out of character, clearly.
We
Ashland out of
know.
character.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Dale's immediate like, it just got worse. Oh no.
Oh,
I was like, what, from the sitcom Coach?
Exactly,
Much
yes.
worse. Much, much, much worse.
great.
But he
Seems Mr.
he looks
Incredible.
and dresses like he, like business casual, like he could be a football coach. The difference, of course, is that his polo has the Sabat Ankh on it.
I don't like this idea. Okay. All right. What kind of security is on Damaris / who is allowed access to her?
The only security is the room that she's at is warded.
Okay.
Otherwise, people will walk by. If they have a meeting, it looks like they'll walk by and check. But given the fact that she's staked and it's warded, it's not like they have to worry about her breaking out.
Okay. So, but like, what kind of ward is it? Do I know anything about that?
Not offhand. It's different than the one that was outside. You can just tell positioning wide, it's clearly a ward.
Okay. How about anything about what they have planned for her? 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is you getting another view of Daxus being sneaky where he probably shouldn't have been. And he overhears the Archbishop speaking to Black Wallace, and they are going to interrogate Damaris.
Oh.
And when they're done, she's going to become the first black tree in Portland.
What is that? What does that mean?
So bad.
Yeah. What does
Oh my
that mean?
god. That is so bad.
That's really bad.
No. No.
We're going now. We're gonna go get her.
And so now you get the mental image of you sitting with the apostles, and Daxus is at the other end of the table.
What? I don't understand.
You were at a table with the 12 apostles, and Daxus is at the other end. If you don't understand, that again makes sense.
The Last Supper.
And Daxus is handing you bread.
Okay, so he's trying to push me out again.
No.
Judas.
Okay.
Is
But we're both
Sophie
involved.
even the least bit religious? I don't know.
Wow.
We've never
Not
explored that.
really, just like casually.
Okay. So give me a.
Brittany is not catching the
That's fine.
meaning of this symbolism.
It is totally fine. Again, a good part of playing the game is if you don't know, your character doesn't know. Sometimes that happens. So give me a wits and alertness check. Difficulty 7. Since it doesn't sound like Sophie is religious at all, but it's a connotation. She may figure it out either way.
Difficulty what?
Difficulty 7.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's actually a botch.
Oh,
Oh shit.
wow. Okay. So
You really don't know nothing. Okay.
So I mean, at this point, Sophie is like in the middle of the, of the table at this point, and she's flanked by all the other apostles.
Wait,
And-
Sophie's in the middle? I
Yeah.
thought Sophie was at the end.
She was,
Oh.
and so now you're looking around, kind of confused and puzzled and whatnot. And Daxus looks at you, and he's like looking around at this point, like, what the heck just happened?
So it's the Last Supper where Jesus walks on water.
Mhm.
She got a bunch.
Yeah, I know exactly. It just
I think what you're saying is Sophie is now God?
you're in that position, yes. But you're
Okay.
not. But Sophie isn't religious, so Sophie doesn't get it. Sophie's just like, I'm surrounded by people and food.
Okay. I'm gonna withdraw again, and
Oh, you're gonna step out? Okay.
yeah, and I'm gonna kick him.
Okay.
Went
Yeah,
well,
he probably
huh?
deserves it.
He's got a filthy mind, and I don't mean like normal filthy. I mean like really gross, really gross filthy.
Right.
Okay, so what is a black tree
I
mean?
do the text again and I show Ben. Can I drain him now?
Hold on. Just wait. I'll let you know.
Can I roll to see?
Do you know what
I
the
don't
black
know.
tree is?
That's pretty
No.
high
Yeah,
Inquisition
that's
stuff.
very specifics about lore. There's no way
Yeah.
Lily would have known that.
Okay,
Okay,
it was worth a try.
that's an
You
again.
do have people you can ask, but I'm not going to give you the hints.
I don't know, but you could check with your other Sabbat sources.
Okay, so in the meantime, I'm going to relay all of the rest of this, and I'm going to start marking off on a, or like, I don't know, point out on a Google map the location of the other entrances.
Okay.
But
You absolutely can do that.
they're all warded.
Did he happen to know what kind of wards they were?
Did he know what kind of wards they were?
You mean for the doors?
Well, all three of the doors were the same one.
Yep.
Right.
And
Except
then
for
the one on Damaris, but
the one at Damaris. Yeah, did he know what kind
No.
of ward that was?
But what kind of
He
wards
wasn't
are on the
involved in
door?
it, so he doesn't know.
Did I see the sigil on that one?
Which sigil?
On Damaris's door.
Okay, so going back to what we said before, everything that was on Damaris's door is different than the doors leading into this place.
Yeah. So can I draw for her the other ward?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give it a shot. It's a little bit more complex, but so is difficulty 8.
Two successes. 2 successes.
Okay. Lily, give me a wits and occult check. Difficulty 8.
Okay.
I'll look at it eventually. See if I know.
So there's 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alrighty. Even you don't know what it is. It is but what you can tell is it's a multi-tiered ward, meaning it's probably warding against more than one thing.
Okay.
The only other thing that you can tell is it's hermetic in style, so it's probably Tremere related. But this is kind of like the best way to put this is there's a big culture difference between Tremere that came from the Camarilla and the Tremere that were in the Sabbat originally. So you know English, right? But if I dropped you in to like back alleys of London, you're still going to have some difficulty following what everybody's saying because of their accent and native slang.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like that. It would literally take you concentrating on that and going, okay, do you mean the pub is that way? And they could have been talking about something completely different. You know, it's that kind of difference.
Yeah, definitely. It looks Tremerish. It It looks familiar, but yet at the same time, it doesn't look familiar. And it looks like it has several different tiers to it, so it could be different. They're probably warding against different entities. It could be vampire, ghoul, shoot, could even be demon. Um, let me have those because I'm going to get a hold of Camille and see if he notices any of them. And I'll definitely hit my books and see what I can find in my books because there are wards that I haven't learned yet, but I have.
Do the Sabbat have Tremere?
Yes.
Just like everyone else has anti-tribute?
Yes. It's very rare. But yes, there are. It's just like me being Anarch. It's a rare thing. We're typically Camarilla, but you do have yours too.
I have a question, Jerome.
Yes.
When I know that based on the fact that she was able to capture most of what the wards look like, if I studied them, would that potentially lower my difficulty when I might actually undo them later? If I study, because I know the basics, I know they've written them down, I can see it's complicated, but if I familiarize myself, I'm just wondering if that would provide any advantage.
Maybe. You don't know what they are. You just know it's a ward. So
Right. And
it
I
might
can
be
work with.
it might be
Yeah.
something that I could give you a couple extended rolls of
Okay.
study and then take it from there.
Okay.
But not just one roll and you've got it.
Yeah, no, I was thinking more along the lines of maybe when she figures out what kind of words they are, maybe we can work together so I can figure out how to undo them. You know what I mean? Like do that study work together bit.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It would definitely help if you could figure out what they were too. It would definitely help for you and your counter magic.
Yeah.
Delilah, I'll probably have you help me go through the books in my library. It would be faster if both of us are looking for them.
Perhaps once you find out what they are, I can study them a bit. It might make it easier for me to undo them should I come across them.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
I also have access to Damaris's library. We can look in their books too.
Speaking of Damaris's library, do you think you can find her notes? Because I know that she was taking a lot of notes when she was doing the scrying. That would help some if we could and see if there's any mention of these other Sabbat members as well in any of her notes.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure I could find them somewhere.
Dahlia would know that she kept them usually by her bed, next to her, by her bedside table, or in her bag.
Okay, good. Yeah, let's get those and start combing through those as well. I guess we have a powwow at my place.
Question.
One
Okay,
second.
so
I got to get you back in the chat. There you are. Okay. Go ahead.
So, this is Dahlia asking, do we care how many of the people in this temple we kill or maim
oh, in the temple?
or anything?
No.
They're all
Destroy
Sabbat.
all of them if we can.
Yeah.
They
Okay,
kill us.
because
Our job is to
drop
remove them completely anyway. So the more we take out, the easier our job is going to be.
we could send in some zombies to contaminate them.
I bet they don't have wards for that.
No,
If we can prevent
probably not.
it spreading to humans, that would be great.
Well, it might hit some of their ghouls because they're going to have ghouls in the temple.
Right.
It affects both human and vampire, so
I mean, as far as I'm
I'm
concerned,
unsure of other species that it could affect.
if we
But it's very contagious.
Not to interrupt, Remus, your phone vibrates.
I check it.
It is a meeting invite scheduled for tomorrow night.
Okay. I accept it and put
Okay.
my phone back in my pocket.
Okay, doke. And Henri, your phone vibrates again. Another inbound text.
Okay. I got it.
So now there's a picture of somebody holding somebody up by their head, like they're limp. They're like sitting there and they're clearly unconscious. And it looks like they're probably some sort of thug or gangbanger. And it's just basically that picture with a question mark.
Oh,
I
gosh.
show it to Ben.
Come on.
She's just gonna pat Ben on the back.
Sophie's gonna like turn a blind eye.
I don't want to know.
I just shake my head. No.
Hold on. I hand his phone back to him, and Ben takes out his phone and texts the Danny Bradovich.
Okay.
Are you offering a jaw to Henri right now? Send.
Okay. So he sends a text back, and he says, well, yeah, sure. Figure get one gangbanger out, out.
Can I, when looking at the picture, can I tell if it's like one of the Sanguine Tears?
Oh,
Does
it is.
match like?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna let that go. They didn't grab some kid or an elderly person or whatever. Should have seen it coming. And he pats Henri on the shoulder. Have fun with your thing, Henri. I shouldn't be saying anything. I'm the one who did that to you.
I pat you on the back, and I'm like, say like me. And I text back again. I go, did we decide on me draining the steak guy yet?
Oh, right.
We're not draining. No, not
Maybe
right now.
don't drain him. Maybe I could turn him into a zombie.
So how does that? We all saw that work, but how much control do you have over that stuff? I
Depends
mean,
on how much blood I spend.
okay.
See, I just think he's going to be a very.
I will have to
Henri,
be
when
in
we
a
are
moderately
completely done with
close
him and we get the
distance,
nurse back, we
though,
can
to
have
be
it at
able
him.
to control said zombie.
Wait, so we would need to be in Portland for you to do this.
Yes.
Also, where does it come in the part that it needs to not be unstaked unless he is dead?
I can probably just feed him one of my spores, and when I'm in control, we can unstake him.
I just text, would Damaris be safe from the zombie?
That is an issue. Though I don't know. It's very virulent, and that's why I hesitantly suggested it. But because she's behind a warded door, I imagine she's pretty safe.
How easy would it be to dispose of him once we get past all the security?
The spores are deadly. Once you're contaminated, you're a goner.
So how did we have to breathe them in?
Yes.
So we need to be wearing hazmat.
We don't
Yes.
Just in case they can still go into our, even if we're not breathing. We don't want to take that chance because to talk we have to take air in.
But I mean it's still gonna get Damaris if she's in there and if it gets to her, right?
She's not breathing while she's staked.
No.
Well, I think I would have an issue. I breathe.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to put you in a mask too.
Yeah.
Will a gas
Jerome,
mask
the
work
room
on
that
me?
she's being held in,
Mhm.
what are the walls made of?
Stone.
Would, if the door is warded, would the walls be warded also?
Technically.
So you couldn't just bust through the wall.
Right.
Okay.
Because with a ward, it's kind of like a radius.
Oh.
And that's within that particular doorway. If the room was really big, then yeah, you'd have to do like a warding circle.
Okay.
The thing is, it's not really big.
What happens to a ward if the person that created the ward dies?
It's still in
Does it
place.
stay? Okay. It
Darn.
doesn't. It doesn't.
No, it stays.
If we like destroyed the ward's sigils, would that destroy the ward?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just going to text. So
And that's what
are we risking?
Sansa is going to have to do when she figures out how to break them. That's what she will be doing. She'll be destroying them.
So I'm just going to text and so we're risking Damaris by sending in a zombie. I mean,
This is only a suggestion. It's risky.
I don't think we need that kind of chemical warfare for this.
I think it's pretty brilliant, though.
It's very brilliant.
If we could know that it wasn't going to get out of hand.
That's the thing.
after we grab Damaris, we can send a zombie in to wipe everything out.
But we'd have to go in. We'd have to get through at least one of those wards, go in, get her, come back out. Really?
Can
I'm
we set
gonna
on
text
fire?
Arenas.
The only thing is that he can get through. He can get us in because he can go through the ward. So we have to control
Doesn't-
him somehow.
I don't think the ward works like that. He can go in, but there's nothing saying that you'll be able to go in or any of you.
No, but he can. So I said we have to figure out some way to control him.
Sophie, what is your willpower?
Don't think you need to control him. I think you just
7.
need to leave him as he is, staked.
Thank you.
Remember what happened when we didn't stake him?
I don't like
She
that.
points to Henri's jaw.
And it's not even me.
I love it because Brittany's so expressive. So it's moment something like that happens, it's all
I know.
Guys,
okay. So you see Sophie get glazed-eyed for a second, like she's focused on something, just like.
Just having a Remus moment.
And
Uh-oh.
you're back at the table.
Oh no.
And the disciples are all, talking amongst one another and eating. Christ is, of course, at the middle of the table and talking. But it sounds more like wah, 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 wah. It's not like not clear, like communication sort of thing, just kind of ambient, noise. And Daxus is like hovering around. No one in the scene knows that you're there.
Sure.
And Daxus comes over and reaches behind one of them, and he takes one of the coins and flicks it at you. And it's a silver coin.
Oh. Foul betrayer.
Okay.
That's your response. He does it again.
What is he? He's not talking to me at all.
No. You get in the impression that it's because remember, it's difficult to communicate through, like actually speaking and telepathy and whatnot. You have to do it in mental images.
So you gotta figure out what the coin means.
Okay. Is there anything remarkable about the coin?
Give me a wits and give me a wits and occult check.
Difficulty
7.
3.
Okay. You seem to recall somewhere in this story that Jesus gets betrayed for 30 pieces of silver. And Daxus seems hard pressed to be calling to that imagery because he's lobbing
Judas.
he's lobbing the silver at you.
I'm not the one who's betraying here. I'm gonna throw the coins back at him.
He takes the remainder in the pouch and he throws them all at you at this point. And then as he's holding out his hands like this, like, you know, he's trying to make a point, you're hitting him with the pieces of silver that hit you. So you're just like you're just like lobbing it back at him. And he's looking very angry at this point. Like,
I'm still not getting it. I'm just not getting the parallel here.
I don't get it either.
I do.
I do. I get
guess
it.
so.
I get it. I can't see nothing. I'm not there.
Yeah. same here.
Question, Jerome, about one of
Yes.
my abilities. I have Aura of Decay that can break down objects and things. Could that break down the door, or would the ward protect itself
no,
from that?
it could potentially do that. Yeah. I believe so. I have to take a look at it, but yeah.
I think the wall still stays though.
It basically corrodes and makes things brittle, and it can do it to pretty much anything that can
I
be
can
broke
do that
down.
too.
Tag team.
Yeah.
So you are still not getting it.
Is
Go
he
ahead.
trying to say? Is he trying to offer to betray them, or is I'm going to say that? Are you offering to?
So he motions
again?
directly to he motions directly to one apostle who looks particularly uncomfortable in this scene,
Right.
and he's pointing to himself, and then he's starting to do like this.
Yes, I know that you've turned coat several times now.
So at this point, he's looking at you angrily and just beans you properly in the head with like a big loaf of bread. So,
Not the wine bottle.
Look, even if you were trying to offer your services to us, I don't think I can trust you because of what I know of what you've done. Once a traitor, always a traitor.
then he shows you a he shows you a mental image of he shows you a mental image of what appears to be Iraq and shady deals that Reagan made with Iran and Iraq at that time. And then he shows again later on. He shows again later on that much later on in the timeline that Iraq eventually became kind of like a proxy or like an ally to the United States.
Can I use aura perception in this form?
Yeah.
I know that's kind of like mental.
Sure. I'll allow it. Because all you're really doing is just attempting to refocus on his body.
Difficulty. Oh, that was terrible. Difficulty what?
I don't have anything for difficulty terrible. Difficulty 6.
Do you have any rerolls?
Yeah.
I do actually. Yeah, this ends up with 1 success, so I will use a reroll.
Okay.
Try again. One, two, three, four, 3 successes.
Okay.
I want to know, like, what is he feeling right now, and if he is like, if he's earnest, if he's like scared, or like what.
The impression that you're getting from reading his aura is he's more interested in survival.
Okay, I will. If you are trying to survive, what information, like, I'm not going to make you give it up right now, but give me a clue what kind of information you could give me
Okay.
that's worth us letting you
He
go.
shows you the picture of a calendar. Specifically, a calendar with a clock.
Okay,
Giving you the impression he knows like
some kind of
movements, like
time frame.
yeah.
Whose movements?
He shows you a mental image of the Archbishop.
Let me discuss it. Okay, so I'm gonna try and come back to myself
Yeah, you're
again.
fine. Mm-hmm.
You okay there?
He is very strong. Apparently, he is able to reach out to me telepathically while he is staked.
I didn't realize that was possible.
I did not either. He has offered me a deal,
Oh, great.
right?
What kind of deal?
He wants to live,
Of course he does.
Sure.
right? I mean, just so you're aware, I met him first as the enforcer of Prince Stillwell, who was deposed, and then several princes later, now he has defected to the Sabbat. So clearly he's a survivor, also clearly not loyal to
That
it,
makes him dangerous.
right? I agree. He seems to be offering information regarding dates.
What kind of dates?
Like the Archbishop's movements, perhaps.
You can't just grab that from his mind?
I didn't try at this junction, but I tried to get information about the Archbishop earlier, and I couldn't get through.
Seems like if you prod more, you probably could get that without having to trust him. I want to know how to get Damaris out safely.
So you think
That's
I
my
should
priority as well.
try to just take it?
If you can. I mean, if we don't have to deal with a turncoat traitor who's Sabbat right now, great. And I'll only deal with him if we absolutely have to.
Okay. I'm going to try and jump in again.
Okay.
What's difficulty this time?
What are so you're trying to
Just to
probe him for
connect
info?
with him mentally at
Okay.
this. What?
I mean, if you're just trying to connect to him, you get in.
Okay.
If you're trying to probe further, it's going to be pretty hefty roll.
I'm going to say, why shouldn't I just try and pull it out of you?
He gives you a mental image that you're going to need him to get the access.
Oh, that is a good point. And then what happens to you after?
He gives you a mental image of him with a stick and like a little knapsack connected to the stick, and him just walking off on a road.
Yeah.
He better be going really far away.
Right.
How can I trust that you won't come after us later?
How to put this? He he ends up replaying the scene with Loki and Thor from Dark World,
Which
where
scene?
where Thor poses that exact same question to Loki. How can he trust him?
Can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
No, Loki actually ends up saying you can you can trust his pain or something like that, because his mother had because the whole crux of it was his mother had died, and that's what Thor was gambling on, or was going to have to gamble on, was that he could trust him because he hated the dark elf more because of the death of his mother.
If you can deliver us Damaris alive and not not send the Sabbat against us, then we'll let you go.
Okay, he gives you the picture of a thumbs up emoji.
So does he hate the Sabbat as well?
Who is it that you hate?
Oh, he gives a picture of Coach, Bastion, and Black Wallace. He gives them up quick.
Okay. I'm gonna withdraw and just do one more aura perception.
Okay.
Uh, 4.
Okay. And looking for what specifically?
Sincerity.
In this, he seems to be sincere.
Is he also afraid?
Reasonably so, yeah. He's wanting his survival. I mean,
I'm just feeling
He
gratified.
should be afraid.
yeah. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
He feels Henri getting closer and closer.
Henri is smelling him.
Henri, your phone.
Dahlia may or may not be fingering
Henri,
a mushroom
your
in her
phone goes
pocket.
off again.
So I'm smelling, I'm like smelling him on the floor. My phone goes off, and I'm kind of tossed, and I'm like, I just look at the phone.
Okay. It's a video clip, and they're basically putting the goods into a burrito alarm bag.
Goodness gracious.
And then there's a text that comes with it. Where are we delivering it? It needs to be fresh.
Please do this. I want to see Sansa's response. Bring it to the train station.
I don't think so. Well, I'm like, I looked at Ben. I show Ben the text. And I'm like, and I point here, or I'm like,
Okay, are we okay with the Bradoviches coming here to deliver something for Henri?
Maybe we should choose a dark alley somewhere.
Yeah,
I just text back. I'm like, they can meet me at my haven, and I show that to Ben.
yeah, that's probably better, man. Let's do that.
Maybe somewhere near your haven. I wouldn't show him exactly where your haven is.
I have no problem with them finding my haven. I want them to work for me.
Yeah, he's already trying to put them to work fixing the place up, so that's a not a big deal. So they just go. He just says okay and be there in about 20.
You can bring the whole package. My new pets would probably like it.
Okay, well,
Good fertilizer for your mushrooms.
Yeah,
too.
at that point, at that point, you get a text back saying he's got hungry mouths to feed, so they'll have to split you for it.
All right.
Yeah.
I can take the bone for the bone marrow. Rats like that. But I'll meet you there. And I go out to Henri, and I text Henri that we need to leave.
You mean
So
you mean
Robert?
Robert?
Oh my God! I text Robert.
He's like texting himself. And he's like, "Wow,
I'm texting myself.
I'm
Gotta
getting all
go.
these messages."
Yes, we do. Wait a second. I text Robert. We need to go.
Okay.
And then I'm like, before I obfuscate, I'm like, I text. I show Ben, can you open the door for me? And then I obfuscate.
Right. Ben heads over to the door, opens it up for like a full 10 seconds because
Yep,
he
to
can't
let him
see
go
him,
down.
and then
Yeah.
then well, that's closed.
I'm off.
Okay, so he has agreed to deliver Damaris and not sick the Sabbat on us in exchange for us letting him go.
I just don't know. I mean,
I don't like it. If he's a turncoat,
I mean, what
what's gonna
security
make
do
sure
we
he
have?
doesn't-
Yeah, I mean,
He
they
seems
offer him
very-
something better.
He seems very motivated
Well,
in
of course he is. He's staked.
not. Okay.
I mean, if they figure out he's the one
How-
that let her go, he's going to be really motivated to give us up.
What's keeping him from coming
how many
against
times
us? Anything?
He seems to hate the Black Hand and this Inquisitor person.
A lot of people hate the Black Hand, even within the Sabbat.
How does he feel?
Failure.
Remember, you're not muted.
That's what I'm doing next.
Okay.
So George, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, like, how many times are we going to trust somebody to hold up their end of the bargain only for them to go back on it? Ekaterina, like we learned that with Ekaterina. Why would we think that this guy is not going to come back when he finds a new person to hunt us down?
That's a valid point. And if you don't agree, then
I don't.
I will follow what you all think is appropriate.
Tell them we need time to discuss it because we need to exhaust all avenues before we ever decide to use him.
We
Okay.
haven't even seen this place. Like, I don't believe in trusting into some nutcase who has done us dirty in the past, who is responsible for, or partly responsible for Damaris even being captured in the first place. Of course he's scared. He should be. But like you said, how are we supposed to know that once he goes into this den while we're waiting outside for him to deliver our present, that he's not going to be in there saying, guys, look, they're upstairs, go and get them, and then he dips out through another entrance.
Exactly.
No, that's a valid point.
This guy has no honor. Why would we trust him to give up anything? He'll betray us the first chance he gets. I don't think he should remain staked. If we do anything with him, if there's any sort of bargaining that happens, yeah, we let him go at the end, but then we turn him over to the cam. They want Portland anyway. We'll let him go, but they can have him.
Yeah, we can hand him to the Justicar.
Yeah, he's
All
already
wrapped up
betrayed
with
how
a
many
big old
princes?
bow.
He's betrayed how many princes to the
That's
point now
why-
where he's playing both sides. Deliver him to both sides. It's time we started playing dirty instead of trying to be the better person in a world filled with terrible people.
That's not a bad idea.
Boy, Remus, this is a different side of you.
I've had a bad couple of days.
He's also very powerful.
Yes.
I mean, can we get her without him? Can we? So here's the thing. They're not always in the temple, right? They're at their havens. The only
Which
one who
now
seems
we
to be
know where they
always-
are.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go after all of them at the same time unless we got some sort of awesome super weapon just kind of up our sleeves. That I mean, we got that. No, we got that, right. But then we've got Damaris biting it, which I'd
Yeah.
rather not
You said that
sacrifice
they were
just to
going
get rid of all of them.
something about a black tree. Ask him what the black tree is.
Yeah, what is that? Punishment does something to her? Or what?
I don't know if I want to go in there again tonight. Maybe we can ask
Let him stew.
someone else.
Give
Maybe
him
we
time
should
to
just put
worry.
him on
Make
ice
him
for a
desperate.
while.
We should make sure that the stake is firmly in there. Maybe all this kicking has loosened it up that he can start reaching out to people.
We're double staking.
Ben
I don't know
goes
if that's
over
possible.
A steak in the middle of the steak.
Robin
Like
Hood the
Robin
steak. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He's the
We'll
Patriot
put it
stake.
through the other side so it gets the other side of his heart. One on the back and one on the front.
Okay, so we put him on ice for now.
Yeah, let's put him back in the bodyguard and the body bag, and I'm going to ward it against any ghouls. So if
Okay.
he does reach out to any of his, they'll get zapped if they touch it.
Okay. We can stow him wherever you had him stowed, I guess.
Oh,
In the
with
meantime, we
body
gotta-
bag because oh, so you're just gonna give him back to Dahlia then?
Unless someone else has someplace to keep him.
Yeah, put him in
So
Lily's.
you know, Dahlia is staying with Lily
Lily's got that. Yeah, Lily, her places.
because
Secure.
Dahlia can't sleep at Damaris's place at this time.
We'll put him in the spare bedroom downstairs
back
in the
out.
basement.
Somebody might remember that I have a basement in my place.
Yeah, well, you might
But you might eat him.
sippy, sippy.
I follow my promises. I made some commitments to this group.
Stick a straw, take a sip.
Just a taste.
It's a Capri Sun.
I didn't drain him. I just did a few sips.
While this is going on, I'd like to take Remus aside for a moment.
Okay.
So I know you've been through a lot lately. I have in my calendar a note that the deal that I made with Benedict about my vitae, that the last dose was due this week. Do you still want that? Oh no,
No.
he's disappearing again.
No, we don't
Okay.
need that. Thank you.
And he's gone. I lost him.
Do I need to exit and come back?
How does this still happen? Hold on, I'll be
Can't
right back.
see George.
I still see everybody.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
same
see
here.
everybody.
Yeah, and that's going to happen sometimes with people. Brittany, why don't you go ahead and pop in and out?
All right, one sec.
I've had to pop back in like 7 times. My internet is so bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should go and get like one of those really like 100-foot long things of cat cable,
Yeah.
and just at game
Oh,
time,
right.
just plug it up directly to the modem, and then unplug it when you're done. So it's not like all around the house constantly.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not too far from here, but it's in another person's room. So, but yeah, I may have to do something like that because I would like to participate and not have to dip out every 5 seconds.
What did I miss in response?
Oh,
Nothing.
in response to your question about the
Yeah.
final like blood vial that you promised to Benedict,
Right.
Remus says, no, I don't want that. Thank you.
Okay. I kind of figured. I just
I can't see Brittany now.
wanted to follow through on the deal if you wanted the deal.
I think I need to back out and back in. 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't
your
see
your
Brittany at
connection
all.
dipped again, George. So you'll probably need to back out, back
Right.
in.
Yeah, I lost him again. We only have like 30 seconds of conversation before it's gone. Okay. Okay. Any other business that we need to discuss tonight? Anything else going on that someone needs to know about?
I'm going to be working with Dahlia. I'm going to be teaching her a ritual. It's something that us Tremere use to protect our chantries. What it does is it kind of hides us. So it kind of takes us off the grid, and anyone that we don't want to know where we are can't find us. I'm going to be performing it on Henri's Haven. And I want to also perform it on Remus and Ben's Haven. For the simple fact that even though some people already know where it's at, the less that know, the better. So any future encounters we have, they will have a harder time of finding the community haven. And so if anybody else is wanting that also done to theirs, I am more than willing to perform it with Dahlia's assistance.
But it doesn't.
It kind of what it means is like for like Henri, we don't want the city poking around his place. So he can have all the power he wants and they will never come and check his meter because he won't be on anybody's radar.
But it won't impact anyone who already knows.
Right. It won't
What's the name
impact
of that
anybody who
ritual?
already knows. It's the Chantry dedication. It's what the Tremere use when they open up a chantry.
Sounds like a great idea.
It's what I have on mine.
What's the specific name of it?
It is a specific name. It's in the clan book, the Tremere clan book. I can tell you what page.
Okay, that would be why I'm not coming up with it in the main book.
Yeah, no, it's not in the main book. It's in the clan book, and that is. I have them all written down, so give me a second to find it. It's Dedicate the Chantry, and it's page 57 of the Tremere clan book revised.
You. Oh, and Dedicate the Chantry. Okay, and so all this really does is just in essence dedicate the building to in essence making it easier for certain spells to be cast, as well as setting up additional defenses. It doesn't give anything like what you're indicating. Once dedicated, Chantry is open to more defenses. Any sight ritual cast over the Chantry from a ward to potential magics like Deny the Intruder has its casting difficulty lowered by 1. So it's just all it is just something that you're dedicating to a building to make it easier to cast.
I was thinking it was. There's also one that where they send off something to like the power companies and stuff like that, and it kind of gets lost. I mean, they don't get anything.
But we'll have to look that
Yeah,
up.
I'm going to have to do some more digging because I thought that was part of it.
But that's not it. No.
Okay.
Okay. So, but with that being said,
yeah.
Well, we got to figure out what our plan of attack is. We got no time left, and I don't want that tree thing no matter what it is, it probably isn't good. I mean, I'm just assuming it's some sort of terrible death or whatever. No matter what, we got to stop it.
Murder, death, kill.
Okay, so what do we do about havens? Can we pull any strings to have somebody I don't know, set them on fire during the day? Or
depending
something.
on how much pull they themselves have with the Portland police, I might be able to get in contact with somebody there through a Detective Rumbus. He gave me a few nights ago. I haven't been able to get back to it because of the demon stuff. But
we could have them swatted.
Right, exactly. And that's going to mess them up during the day. I mean, I'd assume they'd have 1 or 2 ghouls, but that's not going to stop a whole SWAT team, I'd think. That's something. Or we could all go attack them. Take them apart piece by piece. We don't have to attack them all at once. That'd be bad.
Right. Just one at a time. One pack at a time.
Exactly. Granted, it's going to take a lot. But it just depends on what resources we've got, but we've got to do this fast.
What about the anarchs in Salem? Can we pull some of them in?
I don't know. I haven't had contact with them in a long time.
Maybe we should look to see if maybe we can reach out to them. I only know of one person there, and that's my broodmate.
Suppose it's worth a try. Any other ideas?
No, we just got to figure out how to get to Damaris. We got to break those wards. I just got to figure out what they are. Because if he can't tell us what exactly they are, what they're warding against.
Is it going to matter that much? Because they can just be undone, right? Sansa said that that's something she
If
can
you
do.
know, it's easier if you know what the wards are,
Oh.
what's being warded against.
Okay.
Yes and no.
I mean, if we get rid of all of the people guarding her, then she'll have all the time in the world to undo whatever's guarding her, right? All those things.
Pretty much.
But we don't know where the Bastion and the other guy. There's another one there.
See, I'm kind
Oh.
of, I'm on the fence. I mean, I can torment them from a distance. I don't know if they could trace it back to me, but I can kind of make their life a living hell. I mean, I can make them very uncomfortable, let's put it that way.
What, like athlete's foot?
Kinda, yeah. Exactly.
Well, if you
Really
can throw them off their game,
painful itch that does not go away no matter what you do.
then that'd be good for when we're attacking. If they're focusing on that instead,
It
great.
definitely breaks some concentration.
All right.
I think this is probably not enough.
God, I
But
really
like
don't
I
want to
said,
use him.
I don't want to use him either.
I know, but something tells me we're not going to have a choice.
Could you
I
tell
don't-
if he was lying to you when you asked him? Because
He
I know
seemed,
now you can do that.
he seemed very sincere. But like you said, if he doesn't want to die, anything could be sincere.
I just wish there was some way we could hold something over him to where he could not betray us in return. And that
Why
might
doesn't
have to
somebody-
be. You might have to do some more digging to find out what that weakness is.
Why doesn't somebody blood bond him?
There is that. I mean, I did think about that, but who's going to do it?
Kid's got a point.
What did he say? I can't hear him.
He wants to know about a blood bond.
Somebody could just blood bond him.
Oh,
Call Henri. He'll do it.
it would probably have to be somebody that's at least as strong as he is.
Would that be you?
No. And probably the highest
Well-
generation of those here.
Well, generation's not going to really, because once he's blood bonded, he's blood bonded. The only way to break that I know of is a Tremere ritual where they break the fetters.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, we lost Dale.
So while they're on their way back, that's probably where we're gonna stop for tonight. While you guys are debating this, because a lot of people are having to bounce in and out
There we go.
and whatnot. So we will go ahead and call it there for game. It's almost well, little over 3.5 hours at that point.
Wow.
So good game. I was gonna just let you guys do whatever it is you felt you need to do in character wise.
My God. Don't let her become a tree, please. That's so bad.
That is really bad.
That's so bad.
I don't
But
understand.
think of the environment.
Basically, yeah, you're pretty much a vampire that's been basically turned into a living tree. Like they've got crops of them.
A black petrified tree.
Yeah, that's the Inquisition does to those that they basically are finished with. It's very
irony,
bad.
The irony after burning down that whole mountain,
For real.
that whole forest.
Full circle.
For basically being a druid, she sure doesn't want to be a tree.
Not this kind of tree.
Meanwhile, the werewolves are like, I'm not even mad.
No, because they would pee on it. She's a tree.
It really brightens up the vista.
So our next game is going to be tomorrow night. We are diving back into our superheroes. So that's the 4th. So that's going to start off at 6 p.m. Pacific or Mountain Standard Time. And then the 8th, we're kicking off Cyberpunk. So yes. Cyberpunk, a better tomorrow. I got to get finished up with the NPCs on that one, but otherwise we're ready to go. That one's going to be starting at 7 p.m. Pacific or Mountain Standard Time. Looking forward to that. Going back in there, got some interesting things. It's in the same world as the previous game. So it's set in Phoenix, only this time it's 2030 instead of where we last left off. So thank you guys for all tuning in and hanging out with us. I hope you guys had a good night, and I hope you enjoyed the game. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Night.
Au revoir.